Have you ever been accused of playing too much Counter-Strike? Have people told you that this game makes you aggressive, withdrawn, and disconnected from reality? Well, today, we're going to find out if the devil is really as scary as they paint him, or if he even exists at all. What's up, gamers? Ready for a dose of raw truth with a pinch of sarcasm? Today, we're dissecting our beloved Counter-Strike. Yes, the same game where you scream into the mic like a maniac, shoot at anything that moves, well, almost anything, and supposedly transform into a bloodthirsty zombie army. Spoiler alert, things are way more interesting and complicated than what they try to sell you on TV and in tabloid headlines. Brace yourselves, this is going to be a mind-blowing ride. And like in all great stories, everything began with two enthusiasts, Minlay and Jess Cliff. Apparently, they got bored of just playing Half-Life. So with no budget, fueled purely by passion and a belief in a brighter future, they created a mod where everyone could feel like Rambo, or at the very least, the guy running behind Rambo with the bomb. And plot twist, people loved it. Patches were released almost as often as you, hopefully, change your socks. Now that's real engagement with the community, not just the usual, we're listening to your feedback nonsense. And then, this arrived. The legendary 1.6. An era of smoke-filled internet cafes, the deafening silence broken only by screams of "Why the hell are you pushing with an AWP, you clumsy idiot?" and sleepless nights fueled by energy drinks. Then came Source, with its funky physics, followed by Go, packed with new mechanics and modes, and finally, CS2, like an upgraded version of your ex. Everything feels familiar, yet it's somehow more refined and damn attractive.
See the promo code on the screen. Don't wait for a lucky chance. Luck is already on your side. Enter the promo code on our website and collect top loot from GGDROP. Have fun hunting.
The graphics? So good they make your mouth water. And the skins? Oh, they dumped an entire treasure chest of them. Every shape, color, and of course price tag you can imagine. But don't worry, we'll get into that madness later, in excruciating detail. Speaking of our radiant provider, Gabe himself, did you know that in classic CS 1.6, there was actually a bot named after him? And according to old school players, his aim was, well, let's just say questionable at best. Was that a subtle hint that Valve updates rarely arrive on time and mostly depend on Gabe's mood? Who knows, who knows? And if you dig through the game files, you'd even find bots named after actual developers, along with other fun little Easter eggs, a love letter from the devs to their community. Oh, and do you remember the legendary Kuban bug? The one where he would just freeze in a doorway, blocking the path for everyone like a human wall? That bug basically became part of CS lore. So many broken keyboards, so many nervous breakdowns. And the funniest part? Valve tried to fix it for years and never fully succeeded. Veterans of the game, I know you just swallowed hard remembering those glorious days. CS isn't just about no-life grinding 24/7 and sweaty palms. It's about real life too. The kind of stories you might end up telling your grandkids. If you ever step away from your PC long enough to actually have grandkids, it's about those legendary nights at LAN cafes where a single bag of chips was shared among 10 people and every win felt like conquering Berlin. It's about those first clumsy victories at school tournaments where the grand prize was some crappy mousepad or a framed diploma. It's about those teammates you've never met in real life, but who you've battled alongside through fire, water, and toxic lobbies, or at least a few matches on Faceit. This isn't just a game, it's a whole damn era, a universe of its own. But of course, every honeypot comes with a barrel of tar. All it takes is for some expert to appear on TV, putting on their most serious face to declare that violent video games are corrupting our youth. And boom! Here come the outrage mobs, the moral panic, the cries for bans, restrictions, and punishments. According to them, Counter-Strike is a breeding ground for violence, a training program for future criminals, and basically the spawn of Satan himself. Guys, are you serious? So what if I'm a fan of Quentin Tarantino movies, with all their bloodbaths and flying limbs? Does that mean I'm automatically a potential psychopath? Take the Emsdetten school shooting in Germany, 2006, remember that? The moment the news broke, guess what the media latched onto? Counter-Strike. They immediately blamed the game because apparently the shooter was an avid gamer. And just like that, the floodgates opened. Heated debates, moral outrage, government crackdowns. But what about the fact that this guy clearly had issues way beyond video games? Nah, who cares about that, right? And let's not forget, you can literally disable blood in CS if you're such such a delicate flower. But nope, that doesn't matter when there's a public witch hunt to be had. Meanwhile, scientists, those nerds in glasses, have been screaming for years. There is no direct link between video games and real-life violence. It's about as connected as eating cucumbers and flying to Mars. Yes, if you've been sweating through a ranked match for 5 hours straight, only to get clapped at the last second, you're probably gonna be a little tilted. But that doesn't mean you're gonna grab a baseball bat and start smashing windows. If anything, games help people vent their frustration in a controlled environment, so they can go back to real life cooler than a snake after a 5-course meal. Any decent psychologist will tell you the same. Toxicity. Now this is the real cancer of CS, the plague of the gaming community. If you got $1 for every curse word thrown around in CS voice chat, Bill Gates would be standing in the unemployment line. Screeching kids, raging man-children, match-throwing griefers, cheaters who think they're gods. Sound familiar? Yeah, it hurts, doesn't it? Valve is trying to fight back. Reports, bans, all that jazz. But as they say, cut off one head, 3 more grow in its place. And let's not even talk about match fixing in esports. That's a whole other sad, depressing mess. It's painful to watch your favorite game turn into a corrupt circus. And now, the main event. A little treat for the true connoisseurs. Skins. These damn colorful pixels. Some people call it insanity, a cash grab, a scam. Others, with hearts pounding, collect them like rare coins, flex them to their friends, and proudly display their digital treasures. Valve? Oh, they're making bank off this, no doubt. And some particularly crafty traders are flipping skins for actual fortunes. It's a virtual economy, baby. But like any economy, it has its dark side. Scammers, fraudsters, market manipulators. Just like in real life, lies and greed everywhere. So stay sharp. One bad trade and you might lose both your skins and your wallet. The only ones not sweating it? Veteran traders, financial sharks, and Valve execs with their signature poker faces, shrugging and saying, well, what did you expect? That's just how the market works, my friend. But you know what? Despite all its flaws, shortcomings, and hidden pitfalls, Counter-Strike is much more than just a game. It's a community. It's a place where you can find friends, teammates, like-minded people, or maybe even your soulmate. Though, let's be real, your chances of that are about the same as hitting the jackpot in a lottery. This game brings together people from all walks of life. From polished esports pros, dressed in sponsored gear, dripping with logos, to hardworking factory workers who come home after a long shift, fire up CS, and vent their frustrations by destroying a couple of clueless noobs. So folks, play CS, enjoy it, but don't forget that real life exists too, with its joys, struggles, and, yes, its own skins as well. And most importantly, remember, the game doesn't make you aggressive, toxic, or obsessed with pixels. It all depends on what's inside you, in your head, and in your heart. And if toxic players and cheaters piss you off, well, report them, mentally send them far away, and keep playing for fun. Life's too short to waste it on useless nonsense. So what do you think? Does CS bring more benefits or harm? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this, subscribe to the channel, and may luck always be on your side and an AWP in your hands.